Unearthing the Heathobards, the feud Beowulf warned us about. Beowulf or Sunday? How are we? I think that's what that means. Like good day or something. Anyway. The hallowed hordes of Helots. You've heard the tales, Grendel, Beowulf, all that monstrous bloody business. But if you think that's the whole damn story, you're surely mistaken. Look closer, peer into the shadows and the half-light, and you'll find something far more insidious. Something that chills the blood, not with claw and fang, but with the cold, hard logic of vengeance. Something that Beowulf saw coming like a storm on the horizon. We're talking about the Heathobards. If you haven't read Beowulf in a while, you may not even know what the fuck that is. And the perpetual cycle of blood that they were locked into with the Danes, the feud that wouldn't die. Old King Hrothgar, the bloke who built Helots, the Grand Hall Grendel terrorized for 12 long years. He might seem like a solid, wise old man in Beowulf, but his past was anything but tranquil. It's here, long before Beowulf even packed his bags for Denmark, that our story of the Heathobards truly begins. The core of this shit show, a blood feud, which, let's face it, there was a lot of blood feuds back then, so, you know, no real surprise there. Our man, Halfdane, Hrothgar's formidable father, was murdered, killed at the hands of Hrothi, I hope I pronounced his name correctly, King of the Heathobards. The Beowulf poem itself, oddly enough, keeps a tight lip on these details. It's kind of brushed over it, doesn't dwell, but other sources, older whispers carry on the wind. It's filling the grim blanks. Take the Saga of Rolf Kraki, by the way. Scandinavian story that tells us explicitly that Halfdane's sons Thor, who you might know as Hrothgar, and Helgi, his younger brother, weren't about to let that slide. They took vengeance. They burnt Hrothi alive in his own damn hall. I mean, yeah. Hrothgar's older brother, Herogan, only gets a passing mention in Beowulf, but you can bet your ass he was there if in fact he existed. The whole bloody saga, this endless cycle, it was deeply personal to Hrothgar. He fucking lived it. Now, after all that fire and brimstone, Hrothgar, being a king and all, understood that endless feuding wasn't exactly great for the kingdom's long-term prospects. He needed to stop the bleeding, stem the bleeding, stop the bleeding. Band-aids are needed. So what does the king do? He plays matchmaker, of course. He arranges the marriage of his daughter, the fair
Freyavaru.
How? To Hrothi's son Ingeld, the new Heathobard king. A strategic alliance, a desperate gamble to heal those old wounds and grievous feuds. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? A diplomatic stroke of genius, maybe? A way to bind two warring houses together? Well, Beowulf, bless his prescient heart, knew better. He saw the cracks in the facade, the rots beneath the veneer of peace. When he returns home to Geatland, he lays it out for his own king, Hylak. A chillingly accurate prediction, a grim piece of realism inserted into a heroic epic. He visualizes a banquet, a scene of supposed merriment. Think how the Heathobards will be bound to feel, their lord Ingeld and his loyal thanes, when they walk in with that woman to the feast. Danes are at the table being entertained, honoured guests, a glittering regalia, burnished ringmail that was their host's birthright. Looted when the Heathobards could no longer wield their weapons in the Shield clan, when they weren't down with their beloved comrades and forfeited their lives. Imagine it. Old man Heathobard, sitting there, trying to enjoy the feasting when he sees some smug Danish arsehole swaggering about in armour that used to belong to his uncle, or his brother, or his father. Armour taken from a battle where his own kin was slaughtered. That's not a healing moment. That's not how you join two families together and not rub it in each other's faces. It's a recipe for disaster. Now, my friend, this old spearman will hiss to some hot-headed youth Heathobard. Don't you recognize your father's sword, his favourite weapon, rigged armour that is rightfully yours? And that's it. One boast too many, a visible reminder of defeat, the flicker of a vengeful fucking memory. And the peace? Shattered. Beowulf knew it. He predicted it would end with one of the lady's retainers' lies splattered in blood on his father's account. Yeah, well, shit happens. But of course, the Beowulf poem was conceived after all this supposedly happened, so the poet probably knew about all this anyway, and so gave Beowulf that foresight. So, yeah, congratulations to the poet. We love you. He knew that a passionate hate will build up in Ingeld, and the love for his new bride will falter in him, and the feud rankles. This wasn't just some random fear. This was an understanding of honor, of blood, of the realpolitik of their brutal world. The spearman, he said, is prompted to retaliate when a prince is killed, no matter how admirable the bride. A harsh truth then and now. And was Beowulf right? Did this ambitious yet ultimately futile attempt at peace collapse? Yeah, absolutely. Widsith, that older Anglo-Saxon poem, confirms it for us. It tells us that this peace did shatter, and that Hrothgar, alongside his nephew Hrothulf, yes, that infamous Danish duo, once again repelled the Heathobards. The wheel of vengeance kept on spinning, as it always does. There's a man price for all. That's got to be paid, a war guild. What's truly fascinating is how well known Ingeld himself was. Not just in a few obscure Anglo-Saxon poems, but across Europe, centuries later. This bloke was fucking famous. As for the Heathobards themselves, their precise location remains a little murky. But evidence, including Saxo Grammaticus, another invaluable source of early Scandinavian lore, suggests they likely dwelled around the Baltic Sea, though just to muddy the waters, Saxo's account has Ingeld succeeding in getting his revenge on Hrothgar. Just proves that these stories passed down orally through generations weren't rigid historical records, but fluid narratives, each serving a slightly different purpose in a different time and place. This tragic tale of the Danes and the Heathobards is far more than just a historical footnote in Beowulf. It's a brutal, honest look at the mechanisms of a truly bloody society. It's a stark reminder that even the most well-intentioned peace treaties, these grand gestures of diplomacy, can be utterly fucking destroyed. Not by monsters from the fens, but by the far more dangerous, far more human forces of historical grievance, of pride, of a relentless demand for honor. In the world of Beowulf, the quiet horror of a festering feud, that constant nagging pull of the past, that shit could be as devastating as any ravenous beast. And sometimes it was much, much harder to kill. Because how do you slay ghosts from the past when they're wearing armor of the present? The YouTube algorithm thinks you're gonna like this video right here. Happy Fridays. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, fucking yes. That was hot.